Now, sometimes as we're learning about the conic sections, we're going to want to be able to find the distance between 2 points or the midpoint of 2 points. So we're going to start by talking about the distance between 2 points. So this is called the distance formula. If you have points, so this is our first point that we're labeling x1, y1, and our second point, so we'll just call this point 1, point 2 is x2, y2. Okay, then the distance between them is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And to kind of see how we get this, so if this is our point right here, well, that's one point, and our other point, let's say, is right here. So if this is x1, y1, and this is x2, y2, then what we're actually looking for is this distance between them. Now to find it and to find this formula, we're going to add this point on the graph. Now, this is at the same x spot horizontally as the point above it here. So this would be x2, comma, it's vertically the same as this first point, y1. And what we're going to do with that point is make a right triangle. Okay? Now, to find the lengths of this triangle, this length right here is actually x2 minus x1, because if you think of x2 is all the way to the x-axis, or to the y-axis. That green line would be x2. But we don't want this part, which would be x1. So we label this x2 minus x1. Okay, for the same thing up here, this point, the height from the y-axis is y2, but we don't want this part, which is y1. So this leg of the triangle is y2 minus y1. And now we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. So we're going to say that x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared equals d squared. And to get our distance formula now, we just take the square root of both sides, and we write it as d equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So that's where the formula comes from. So now using it, so it says find the distance between the points 5, negative 2, and 6, 8. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So our formula we're going to plug these in now. So 6 minus 5 squared plus 8 minus a negative 2 squared. So we get 1 squared plus 10 squared, and this would be the square root of 101. Now you would simplify that if you can, but that's as simple as the square root of 101 is, so our distance here would be the square root of 101. And of course, if you needed a decimal approximation, you could put that in your calculator. Okay, now we're going to look at the midpoint between 2 points, because sometimes we'll want to find the middle between 2 points. And really, so this is going to be a point. Okay, so we need an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate. So we have 2 points. To get the x-coordinate, we're going to take the average of the two x-coordinates. So x1 plus x2 over 2. And for the y-coordinate, we're going to take the average of the y-coordinates of the 2 points. So y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, so this is our x1, y1, x2, y2. We're going to take 5 plus 6 over 2, and our y-coordinate will be negative 2 plus 8 over 2. So we get 11 halves, comma, this would be 6 over 2, which is 3. So our midpoint would be the point 11 halves and 3.